Welcome to Lifestyle by SK, where wine, cigars, and relationships create that tapestry of extraordinary experience. And so today's episode is going to be episode 3 for the Silent Battle series that I'm doing, and it's related to men's health and their mental capacity and the stress that they endure and carry. So I want to definitely focus on the things that men go through. So this series here is definitely speaking directly to the men, but it's also a learning opportunity for any ladies out there that is watching this that may be married and so forth, and hopefully people who are looking to get married down the line. And so I want to just focus on things that are not so entertaining because we see entertainment all day, every day. But I wanted to focus on something that's a little bit more at home for the mature audience out there. Now, the cost of always overcoming is definitely something that we have to discuss today here. Okay. And I really want us to see this because we definitely have to understand what we're getting through, how we're getting through it. I want the men to become extremely better than what they are because they are in need of that right now. Now, we'll be providing you some different little images here so that you can kind of see why I'm talking about the topics that I'm on, but I think it's such a great deal. But to the world, the men are strong. He looks strong. He's Superman, superhero, and every problem is solved, every bill paid, every obstacle crushed. But what world doesn't see is the cost that it has on the man and the man's body and his mental capacity. And it's a price that slowly breaks him down time after time again. How many movies have we seen where it shows the matriarch of the family left the house, everybody's still coming to do the Thanksgiving dinner, and great granddad's seat is empty at the Thanksgiving table? We see this in movies. You also see this in society as well. But the men are praised for pushing through the endless grind that we have, that every challenge becomes another test of manhood. Handle it. Don't complain. Don't stop. Keep it up. Keep going. But behind that grind is most definitely exhaustion as it builds up, because it builds up mentally and physically and emotionally to that man. Now, the hidden dangers that are within that is the stress takes root in silence because the man is not saying anything, if anything at all, about what he is going through. And so what happens? You have hypertension, high blood pressure. Now you're on medication, taking pills, sleepless nights because you're worried about something that's going on, maybe in the household, that's going on throughout the day, maybe something at work. And that anger is simmering like some hot water in a tea kettle on a stove under the surface. But eventually that whistling is going to occur and it's going to happen. But I want to share something with you here. And I saw this image, and people took God or Christ off of it. But I definitely want this to touch some people soul. I definitely want this to really hit you extremely hard here. Let's take a look at this. So this I saw on Pinterest. I saw a similar example a while back. But when you look at this image here, some people don't believe in God. That's fine. That's you. But I want to provide an image overall because I want every male figure across the world to see this. But whatever that you believe in is hopefully has protective covering over you and your family. And underneath that, you have the man, physical being, protecting the house, making sure there's no leaks in the house or rain coming through the roof, or just being the protector over the wife, over the family, over the children. And the wife is under the protection of her husband, and the wife is protecting the children. So the wife is managing the home, the man is managing the family. But just symbolizing that in an umbrella, you can see that the little marks off the side is like the rain and the storm is here. So the children shouldn't be responsible for the household. That's the parents' job. But physically, what we see is in this example here, and I got this off of Pinterest. There's plenty of examples I could have used out there, but this one makes the most logical sense so that a lot of you can actually see what I'm talking about. But sometimes we miss just the simplest things that explain what we actually need. But that family sees him as the shell. They see the a shell of him, but not the storm that's going on the inside. And the inside is what is coming apart. But he is celebrated because he's so strong. He gets through it. He figures it out. He grinds. He gets out there and makes sure everything's taken care of. Make sure the bills are paid. Hopefully, and just he's celebrated for his strength. But while everybody's celebrating his strength, his health and happiness is quietly eroding time after time again. We got to figure this out. Men, as I spoke about in episode 2, you got to get help because you're consistently on the run all day, every day. Now, what kind of impact would this have on relationships? Their relationship strain is a whole nother bucket. Always being the strong one leaves no room for intimacy. Let me repeat that again. Always being the strong one leaves no room for intimacy. That one is going to hit some people deep out here because it does not. Because the mental is not right with you, fellas, and you don't have your mind in order, and it's good. You may have your pockets in order. You may got your six-figure job. You may have your nice home and car. But if your mental is not in order and you go out here and you get with somebody's daughter, and because your mental is not right, you infect somebody's daughter with something that she did it was not meant to have, then now she has turned crazy and moving on to the next guy, and now she's infecting somebody else. But we have to work on and get straight to the brothers out here. And brothers, I'm talking about globally as the men that we have to get in contact with. We have to figure this one out. Now, the man cannot be open to the person that he is with, not because he doesn't want to, but because he doesn't know how. Who has he talked to give him a better mental so that he can figure this out? How many times have you seen your friends, your homeboys get into a relationship and you like, man, you know what? That lady or that girl right there is too good for him. He don't deserve her. How many of you have heard your friends say something like that? Because they know they homeboy crazy. But if we're not helping our so-called homeboys figure it out and get help, they're not going to have lasting relationships. And what happens, this becomes a story, a reel, a YouTube short on Instagram about how this dude did this girl, and now the men are up to no good according to somebody's bad relationship pick. See, this video is touching somebody's soul out here. I want this to bother you. I want this to bother you when you sleep because I really want you to get it. I really want you to understand it. but that silence becomes a distance because now you're further apart with the person that you are with. And sometimes the people that man is protecting feel shut out instead of protected. And so if you remove that covering of that man because his mental capacity is not right, his thought capacity is not right, you move that covering that he has, now the whole family is at risk. It's like removing the roof off the house and expecting the inside of the house to not get wet. If that roof is not in order, if that roof has any leaks in it whatsoever, water damage comes in. All it takes is a small pinhole to drip consistently in the same spot for it to open up, as I discussed in the previous episode. Now, when you look at the emotional toll that takes place on the man's body, the man's mind, as he's going through this, carrying everything alone can make a man numb. It can make things hurt. It is not a good thing for him to have to go through this alone. Ladies, for some of you who have guys that you're dating, maybe it's an early indication that you should get him to go get help before y'all will move on. If he is looking to propose to you and you know that you're not going to say yes because you think something is wrong with him, he may be crazy, redirect that attention for him to get help so that he can become better. So then you all can continue on your relationship. What about that? Helping somebody that's in need, even if they don't get with you in the end, you're really helping out somebody else's relationship down the line from being taken advantage of or being mistreated. That's absolutely necessary. It's our due diligence and our duty. We got to figure this one out. We really do. And, you know, a man is going to learn to endure, but he's actually going to forget how to feel because the world says you don't need to feel anything. You should not be feeling anything. You should just figure it out. Go out here, mess up, figure it out. You're not going to get any help. Nobody's coming to save you. Figure it out. And here's the thing: the more that that man overcomes, he feels less seen, as if his pain doesn't count because he handled it. That's where we're at now. This endless circle of trying to pretend to be Superman to people that's not even willing to help you when you are in need. You all, not a single person out here has all the answers. I'm not pretending to have all the answers. What I'm merely trying to do is, we are so entertained by what we see online each and every day. It is just shown through Instagram Reels. It has shown through people's Facebook accounts. It has shown through YouTube Shorts and YouTube videos. We love to entertain bad behavior. That bad behavior is now in the minds of people, and people expect to see something like that go down in relationships. And what people don't talk about, and what I don't hear men talking about, is what they are going through. I would much rather a brother and a man to see this video and know that he can go get help and everything will be fine and he figured out like that, than him to go pick up a bottle of alcohol and drink himself silly. Fellas, how convenient would it be to be in a marriage where, if it's the weekend and you want to enjoy a bottle of wine, you can enjoy it with your spouse. You all can talk rather than you being alone and becoming an alcoholic and using that to get over your problems. We don't need that. We don't need that one bit. But it's a challenge. It's a challenge against the manhood, and it's the stress within you is causing you to be silent and you won't go get help. And in the last video, I provided a website to you to go and get help. Like I said, I'm not endorsed by anything that I'm showing you on the channel. I'm basically merely just showing you examples to really get your mind moving so that you can actually effectively think about what I'm talking about. Because we need more videos to talk about men's health. Even if that's like even if that's getting us back into shape, even if that's helping us to really learn to figure it out, we really have to move a different way than what we're used to. And I want us to all get the constructive help that we need. That is one of the most prized positions, one of the most prized things that we can take advantage of, even right now, today's date. I want this to help somebody out here. I really want us to be a better version of themselves. While I can sit here and I can make this channel grow so fast talking about black women really getting down in the dirt, being mean, disrespectful. This channel will grow. That is not my intention. My goal is to help bring families together, help people get into better relationships so that they can create a foundation for their family and create a legacy. What better way can you have with this, right? I want us to find the absolute best version of ourselves. It's definitely hard out here for men to begin with anyway. And if you don't believe me, social media gonna show you a portion of the truth for that 60 seconds or that 3 minutes or that 5 minutes or that 20-minute video. It's gonna show you some things that's gonna wake you up. It's gonna make you feel as though the end of the world is absolutely here. And we have to find out beyond that, how can we move a little bit different? Brothers, I'm asking you, I'm showing you the information, I'm providing you the information, I'm providing you the insight. Get help. Get help before you go out and infect somebody's daughter with your messed up mind. I want you to open your eyes and I want you to sit down and think. Take 30 minutes, brothers. When I say brothers, I'm talking about the men right now specifically. Sit down for 30 minutes and I want you to really think about what is it that's causing me to act the way that I act? How can I fix this? And where can I go get help to help me fix this? And once you figure out your problems and you go get help, then reevaluate months down the line and see if you are a better person. And if you are a better person, then move forward with the relationships that you in to therefore finally be or finally have a wife or finally meet somebody that you're interested in and move forward in their productive relationship. And if not, go back to the drawing board and keep repeating that cycle until you get to where you need to get to mentally so that you can be not only physically fit, but mentally fit to somebody's daughter that you're looking about marrying. Because you also have to think about it. What father is going to give his daughter away to a mentally unstable man? And there are many women out here who don't even have their fathers at home to even coach them on that because they're not asking and they're not actually looking at the men to see if they are okay. They're not mentally looking at the man to see if they are where they're supposed to be mentally or if they're mentally stable. They're looking at that vehicle, they're looking at that bank account or money, they're looking at the perception of them actually having something, and they're basing their whole lifestyle and their future picket white fence and nice house, they're basing it off of what they see in person. And they may have all of that in the end, and something ends up happening. And they realize this man is crazy. I keep saying it over and over again. And brothers, I want to help you out and help guide you. Go get help from somewhere. It don't even have to be what I showed you, but go get help from somewhere if that stress begins to start tearing you up on the inside. And the thing that we definitely have to look at here is strength without rest becomes weakness. If you don't have anything or didn't take anything away from today's video, strength without rest becomes a weakness in your body, man. And when you have that, discipline without peace will become destruction. And that cost always overcoming isn't just your health or your happiness, it is your humanity, man. It is your humanity. And the question that we need to ask is, how long can a man pay that price before he breaks? So, people, definitely enjoyed you today on this episode here. Like, listen, and subscribe to the channel, Lifestyle by SK, where wine, cigars, and relationships create that tapestry of extraordinary experience. And you all have a good one.